to another episode of the Bench Podcast, man. In this episode today, we're gonna be talking about the Houston Rockets. Yes, the Houston Rockets. Uh, First and foremost, before we get into this episode, we get on this topic. I need y'all to go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for sure. Get in that comment section. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about, what teams or what topics just in general y'all want me to talk about on the show. But let's go and get right into it because I think this team right here is gonna be one of the young favorite teams that I like coming out of. I'm not saying coming out of the West, but I think that can make a big leap from last year's standings to this year. I definitely think that the Houston Rockets will be a playoff team. Uh, and all this is because I think they got the young talent, the young core. Um, and I think the new additions from the draft, what I would get to later on in this episode, I just think the Houston Rockets they are set and bound to make a decent run and make a playoff push this year. With Ime Udoka being the head of the Houston Rockets, being that coach over there, he already got the playoff experience. He done took a team to the finals already, which was the Boston Celtics. But beginning of that year when he took that team to the finals, it wasn't looking so good. They were starting off shaky, but the type of coach that Ime is, he's a defensive minded coach. He hold guys accountable. Uh, and man, he breed dogs. You have to be a dog if you want to play for Ime Udoka, and that's what I like about this Houston Rockets squad because I think they went and gathered a bunch of dogs that kind of fit the type of system and the type of play style that Ime Udoka want to play and want his team to be on display. You got guys like Dylan Brooks. He might not be as gifted offensively, but we know what he bring on the defensive side of the ball, the tenacity, all the intangibles and little things and all the dirty work. Uh, Being that type of on court bully, sort of say, Dylan Brooks, he bring that type of attitude, that type of grittiness and griminess, that you need. He kind of bring that veteran presence, even though he kind of is young. The Houston Rockets, they are a fairly young team. Outside of Fred VanVleet and maybe, Jeff Green last season, everybody else was, in a third season, second season, are rookies. But that's why I'm kind of high on them. Last year before Alfred and Şengün went down, I really feel like that they had a chance to make a good run for that 10th spot to be able to be in to become a play-in squad. Even though the play-in, you're not reaching for that, shooting for that. Ever since James Harden left, you've been looking for anything good to go your way if I'm the Houston Rockets or if I'm a Rockets fan, organization as a whole. And I think, with Jalen Green, Alfred Şengün, you drafted those two guys, they is going into their fourth year, which last year, Şengün, he averaged 21 points a game, 9 rebounds, 5 assists for a big man, which he's entering his fourth year, which the fourth year is kind of like, I want to say the make or break season for you, but it's kind of show you where you starting to take that next leap. You seen guys like Ja Morant in his fourth year, he take that next step. You seen Anthony Edwards just this season, in his third year, well, in his fourth year, going into his fifth year, take that leap. You seen guys like Jason Tatum, uh, Kevin Durant went to the finals his third year, going into his fourth year. So you see that type of leap in that third or fourth season that the young guy that you want to normally see from the first 2 years. But yeah, you also Jalen Green, he averaged 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. And he had a stretch during this season. I think it was the month of May where he was just going crazy. It was 30 point games after 30 point games after 30 point games. For the month of May, he averaged 28 points a game, 6 rebounds. He gave you 4 assists. That's the type of Jalen Green that we've been looking and accustomed to. For the previous years. Once he was over in G League Ignite, over when he was in high school, that type of phenom. This is Jalen Green that we need to consistently. But the main reason why I say those two players, Şengün, Jalen Green, they're a big part of it. Also, Amen Thompson, they still got Amen Thompson. But the summer league games, I'm not gonna lie. Reed Shepard, Cam Whitmore, those talented guys right there. I think they got a nice, well young ball club. Cam Whitmore, he was a rookie last season, didn't get much playing time until like kind of the back end of the season. Um, now that you get his feet more wet, you get him more acclimated. Now that you giving him confidence and room to grow that confidence. Now, I think the sky's the limit. I think his role should definitely increase from what he's seen, from what he's been doing this summer league games. the type of athleticism that he got. He got sneaky athleticism, and he can really jump out the gym. Like you wouldn't even think from somebody that size he'll be able to jump the way that he jumped, but that boy got springs. He's a tenacious ball player. He a dog first and foremost. Like I said, that's what Ime Udoka. That's the type of guys that he like. He like dogs. He got that Marcus Smart mentality. You know, not the type of defend, not the same defender, but he's better offensively. He can shoot three. He can get to the mid range. He can get into the lane. He getting better at playmaking. I think the perfect role. He's on a perfect team and a perfect coach to be able to get utilize him. All his talents in the most in a most very I'm trying to say like satisfying way, where he can get the most out of Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore, I think he deserves to be like a six man. Where he can come in and look for a shot. Not saying be a gunner, but he can come in, provide that spark, be that spark plug where he can win you ball games, where he can come in and get you 15, 20. Be that type of caliber player, like a Jordan Clarkson, a Jamal Crawford, a Lou Williams, like Naz Reid was for the Timberwolves this year. Naz Reid won the Minnesota Timberwolves a lot of games in the playoffs. Uh, just coming out the bench and providing that spark, providing that scoring punch that they needed. Sometimes when your main guys don't got it, you need somebody off the bench who you can be able to like keep the ship going and keep it afloat. And I think that's what Cam Whitmore he can bring for this Houston Rockets team. I already stated that they're a young team, and as you see, the direction of the NBA of this league is heading towards and trending towards the younger guys. So you need young talent in this league to be able to win regular season games, at least playoffs. You can kind of even in playoffs, you need young guys, you need young talent, you need fresh legs, and you need youth athleticism, and I think that's what they got. They drafted another guy, Reed Shepard, who I think he'll be able to be a good, tremendous point guard in years to come. Learning under Fred VanVleet, who was a champion, who's a hard nose, who's a dog is as it himself, who gonna compete on both ends of the floor, who gonna be able to control the pace. He's not a high turnover guy. He can be able to learn so many things from a guy like Fred VanVleet that, coming in. I think this is, an ideal situation and fit for him. He also got a coach in Ime who gonna believe in him, let him play through his rough spots, who be able to, who can see the potential in Reed Shepard and the type of ability that he got. Because I'm not gonna lie, coming in, when he got drafted number 3 overall pick by the Houston Rockets, I didn't know that this what they was getting. I did know that Reed Shepard was a tremendous player, a poised point guard, a more all around player than Rob Dillingham, which a couple episodes ago that y'all can go back and watch. I had my brother on here. We were talking about, if you was this team or this team, would you rather take Rob Dillingham, or would you take Reed Shepard? Because they was on both. They played for the same team in college at Kentucky, and one guy was a starter. Both guys came off the bench. So, Rob he came off the bench, Reed Shepard came off the bench, and he posed this question. He was like, "Who would you rather have? Who would you rather take first coming off the board?" And I said Reed Shepard. Give me Reed Shepard for the simple fact that I think he's a more overall complete player than Rob is. He just got this certain type of level of poise that he got from. He just seemed like more of a true point guard. He can get you in and out of sets. He know how to run the offense. He know how to be patient. I said he's poised numerous of times. He can be able to shoot the three ball. He can also play defense as well. He was one of the main defenders on for the Kentucky Balls for the ball club. And I think it was no better situation, no better fit than learning under Fred VanVleet, who's undersized, kind of like Reed Shepard is for that point guard position, especially in today's league, to learn from how to be a pit bull on both sides of the ball, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and to having a match made coach who specializes in defense and getting the most out of his players on the defensive side of the ball. You know, that's why I'm so high on the Houston Rockets. I just think they got a bunch of a bunch of young talented pieces that they I think Ime can be able to string together, be able to create a system and infrastructure over there where he'll be able to know what his guys need to do and put them in position to succeed. That's kind of the number one hardest thing to do if you're an NBA coach. Put your best players, or not even your best player, just put the player that you gonna play, put them in the best possible position in order for them to succeed. I think he's shown that he can do that. And I think he's shown with the Houston Rockets last year what he's capable of doing. But got Alfred Şengün, he missed like the last 20 or so games last year. Was ultimately I feel like that's what kept him out of the play-in slash the playoff spot last year, which they ended up being the 11 seed. When you got your best player down like that, which yes, Alfred Şengün is definitely the Houston Rockets' best player, uh, a walking double double. Kind of like a baby Jokic in the sense. Got good footwork, impeccable touch in the paint inside the lane. A tremendous playmaker for his size to be a big man. We just got to get his defense up to par. But if he can add that to his game, with Jalen Green, he keep ascending, he keep getting better. Come in with a focused mentality and understand that they trying to win now. That they got the type of talent and type of team where they can actually make noise this year. Where they can actually do something where everybody can come in focus. I think Houston gonna be a problem to deal with in the West. You know, uh, I'm trying to think because they also got a man, but it's kind of difficult to say like would he be a starter? I like him in for the simple fact that he's athletic, he's tall, he's a 6'8", 6'9". I want to say like a two-way. Not a 3 and D. Can't really shoot the three ball that well. Obviously, he need to be in the summer. He need to be in the gym right now as we speak. Recording this episode, getting J's up. If you want to be a good player, a good role player, and a successful player in this league where he want to make a lot of money, he got to be able to knock down an open corner three, sometime above the break. But he need that corner three ball to come back next season. He already got the defense. He got the size. He got the athleticism. He got the rebounding. I think he got all the aspects. He got the playmaking. He got all the tools and the makings to be a great player in this league, to be a good, decent, high level role player, somebody along the lines like Derek White, uh, more or less on the lines like Drew Holiday. Impact just a player that's not so much like a all star, a superstar type of caliber player, but he's a player that can impact winning. And I think that's what men can bring in. Last year was his rookie season. He is a point guard. That's why I say drafting Reed Shepard is kind of like what they trying to do with a man, but I can definitely still see them playing together. Obviously, you getting all these guys. This is for the future. Future speaking, this like 2 3 years down the line. Where Fred Van Vliet, he's older. Obviously, you gonna turn the keys over to Reed Shepard. You gonna turn the keys over to men. You go Cam Whitmore. You gonna start putting more full trust into your younger talent because that's the type of direction that y'all heading in. And I think y'all gonna see a lot of upside from this Houston Rockets team. I think they just got the perfect pieces where they can gel. They got veteran presence now in Fred Van Vliet and Jeff Green. You know, two good veteran presence. Two champions at that. Let me rephrase. Two champions. You got a high level coach. To me, he's a top three, top four coach in the league, hands down. Um, Defensive minded coach. You know, then you got the young talent. Shangoon, borderline All Star player this year before he got hurt. Jalen Green, he can be an All Star player if he could just be focused, stay locked in, and be consistent with his level of play. Reed Shepard, I think he gonna be tremendous. He showed you that he could shoot the three ball already in the draft combine. He was the best shooter in the draft statistic wise, just based off the combine numbers. And he showed that. He had in his first two games, he had like 45 points and like 15 assists and just in his first two games of summer league. He showed you that he's ready. Obviously you still got to see him against like the Trae Youngs, the Steph Currys, the Lucas, the SGAs, cause that's his position, the Ja Morants, cause that's his position, the Jalen Brunsons. But I definitely think that Reed Sherwood will be able to hold his own. He's still a rookie. He's gonna have time to improve. He's gonna have time to grow, and he got a lot of things to learn under Fred Van Vliet. That's why I'm high on the Houston Rockets. Do not be surprised if the Houston Rockets be a top five, top six seed. Maybe if they not a top six seed, a lock playoff team. I definitely had them going into a play-in spot. Nothing under than the ninth seed. You know, Houston Rockets, they poised to make a run. Same thing with the OKC Thunder. You know, OKC they was a 10th seed last year. I mean a 10th seed 2 years ago when Chet went down his rookie year. Then he came back for his official rookie year because he didn't play an NBA game. Then you see what happened. They was the number one seed in the West. You know, little injuries like that, they can shift and change the momentum and the trajectory of how your season go. And I think, the type of player that they added, them being young already, getting more experience under their belt. Ime, that was his first year coaching these guys. Now he know, okay, I know this player like to do this, he like to do that. This player like to do this, like to do that. Okay, this worked for us last year. This didn't work for us last year. They started string games together towards the back end of the season, and it's kind of crazy that Afran Shangoon he went down with the ACL. I think it was ACL injury, meniscus. It was one of the one. It was a leg injury. I know he went down with that leg injury when they started going. When things started flowing a little bit. What kind of messed up they flow. And like I said, if he didn't go down, we would have been watching them in the play-in game or something, and we would have been talking about the Houston Rockets like, okay, Houston Rockets, they coming. They like a move or two away. And I'm not gonna say that Reed Shepard is the end all be all, but I'm saying you got a guy like Cam Whitmore I think his minutes gonna increase, his role gonna increase this season, which rightfully so. He showed me a lot. And that's all I'm speaking on right now, why I'm saying this a lot. Cause I seen what I seen last year with my own eyes, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing from the draft picks that they drafted last year in Cam Whitmore, and this year in the number 3 overall pick and Reed Shepard. Two good players right there. Two good players, tremendous players, solid players. I think Reed Shepard, he gonna be in the running for. I'm not gonna. He gonna be in the running for Rookie of the Year. He gonna be coming in. I think he gonna make an immediate impact because he already can shoot the three ball well, and if that's the number one priority especially for a guard, if you can be able to stretch the floor, make the right plays, not turn the ball over, you gonna find yourself in the hey, we're gonna get you on the court. Ime gonna find a way to get you on the court if you're doing those things right there. You learning under Fred VanVleet, match made in heaven. I like the Houston Rockets. Don't sleep on Houston. Do not sleep on Houston. I know they ain't been the same since James Harden left, but I'm trying to tell you, this season they gonna surprise a lot of people. They gonna be one of them sleeper teams that everybody just, all right, Houston. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Not this season. I'm trying to tell y'all, top seven, top 8 seed this year. Play in guaranteed. I'm guaranteeing that the Houston Rockets make it to the play in, if not a playoff. The West is just so deep. It's kind of hard just to say who will be a top 6 seed. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Reed Shepard in the summer league. He's showcasing out. And I didn't know he had that type of bounce either. He got low key sneaky bounce. It will creep up on you. He can jump. Him and Cam. That's all I say. The whole Houston Rockets, the summer league team, the players that they drafted, they showing me a lot. Even though it is summer league, you can't take too much of it. But I'm Cam Whitmore. He going into his second year. He showed flashes throughout the little playing time that he did get last season. Towards the back end of the season, he showed flashes, and his motor is high. It's gonna be running. Him coming off the bench, providing that spark, I can see it. Reed Shepard, same thing. Him running that second unit, this season. Him, Amid, Cam Whitmore, obviously, Shangoon or Jalen Green, whoever you want to keep in that lineup. That's a nice squad over there, and they at least like 8 9 deep. So watch out for Houston, man. But it's gonna conclude this episode, and we're gonna start doing a different format, episode format. We're gonna do like 30-minute episodes like you watching TV. This is like a real show. So we're gonna start doing it like that. The only time y'all will get like hour and a half long episodes, 2 hours episodes. When y'all got like, my brother on here, like we got guests or, just a special edition type of episode. That's when y'all will get the hour pluses type episodes. But when it's just me, when it's just your boy, we gonna do it just like a regular show. You watch cartoons, you watch whatever you watch is 30 minutes. Just like this podcast, a lot of people attention span don't even be going that far that long anyway. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And y'all get in the comment section what y'all think about Houston. Where y'all what seed y'all think Houston will finish with? Do y'all think they are playing? Do y'all think they are playing a playoff team? Do y'all think they gonna be the same as last year? They just gonna be outside looking in. They still another piece away from making real noise. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think, man. Hey, but if y'all don't believe me, y'all gonna believe once the season come. Houston, they up one, and we out.